Hi, I'm Mike from Than Atlantis, and you're watching the Kerrang podcast.
Hello and welcome to the Kerrang podcast. I'm joined today by Mike from Than Atlantis. How you doing?
I'm good, thanks, Matt. I'm here joined by Simon from Kerrang.
How does it feel?
I don't know, I felt better, I'm not going to lie, mate.
So, Than Atlantis will be bringing out their new album, Changing Tune, on October the 1st,
Correct.
which handily coincides with the first date of the tour. Tell us about the making of the album. It's your first for a big label. Was there any added pressure for that?
Not really, no. We obviously major labels have a bit of money and stuff. It's like common knowledge, but we're used to doing things on a shoestring budget, so we didn't really take the mick with it. We were quite like conservative and clever with the money kind of thing, because at the end of the day we're gonna have to be paying it back anyway. So if there would only have been pressure if we'd have spent loads and loads of dosh on it and we didn't sell enough, didn't deliver or whatever. But yeah, we think we played it pretty well, and the album's great as well.
So, when did you enter the studio, and how long was the build-up of writing songs for it?
Oh God!
Did you have loads of songs hanging around already, or did you kind of write afresh once the deal had been signed?
We're constantly writing stuff anyway. So we had probably about 5 or 6 songs when we signed, and then we went into the studio with 16 of them, and then recorded all of them, and then picked the ones that went on the album, and then we had like a deluxe edition and stuff like that have the extra tracks and a DVD and stuff on it as well. So I forgot the question, mate.
What song are you most proud of in the album? Because you write very honest songs. What kind of stuff had you gone through in the run up to the album that's kind of for all to hear?
Because we've had the album for so long, I'm trying to think when we got it back mastered, like completely finished, but it was a good few months ago, and I'm a obsessive weirdo. I'm obsessed with my own band. It's a curse. And I listen to the album about 3 times a day. So my favourite song changes sort of week in, week out, depends on how I'm feeling. But that's it really. I think they're all good, and because they're all so different. They all are good for different reasons. So I couldn't possibly pick one. It's like, I don't know. I was trying to think of a good example, but I think I was about to nick something that Mark Hoppus once said. So we'll leave that.
Right. Yeah, because you played with Blink 182 at their Brixton show. What was that experience like, being a man who has a Blink 182 tattoo?
We played Manchester as well. It's supposed to be 3 sort of intimate shows. They say intimate, they were bloody massive, you know what I mean? But intimate for Blink was Manchester, Apollo, and then 2 Brixton Academy shows. We only got to play, I say only, it was bloody great, but we played the Manchester show and the Brixton Academy show, which was great. And we got that tour because we met Blink like the week before, 2 weeks before, and gave them the album. And Mark requested us, which was cool. But the only bad thing was that I didn't really watch him when we played with him, because on the last day, my little brother was coming to the show, and he's 12, and he's a huge Blink fan as well. I said, listen, mate, I won't watch him. I'll wait, and me and you can stand out there together in the crowd and we watch him. And then the last one got cancelled, and I had to ring him up and tell him. He was bawling his eyes out, and I got home and he was in his Blink 182 t-shirt. I was like, oh, mate, sorry.
Mark got some sort of chest infection that prevented him from playing. We were at the pub once, and you showed me your Blink 182 tattoos on your leg.
And you cracked out the hilarious joke, all the small things, which you've then repeated to me about 8 times, which just gets funnier every time,
There you go. It's true, you can't leave those jokes alone. But did you manage to show the band your ink?
I didn't know, but I play a Tom DeLonge Strat that I've had. Like, it's this old signature guitar that I've had since I was... Actually, it's not the one I had. I've had a couple of them, but yeah, basically since I was about 13 or something, I've been playing one. And I didn't think about it until... because it comes on towards the end of the set, it's in like a different tuning. So yeah, it came out and I was playing it. I was like, I'm on stage, on tour with Blink, playing a Blink show with Tom's signature guitar, and I felt like a bit of a fanboy, but whatever. Who's not a Blink fanboy, or fangirl, or whatever that it means these days? I don't know.
Yeah. So was that one of the highlights of your sort of Than Atlantis career?
Definitely. Foo Fighters tour next. Davey boy, hook us up.
So the album's out October the 1st. Which kicks off the tour, which I mentioned before. Will you be concentrating solely on the, the newest stuff, or is it going to be a mixed bag, like a pick and mix?
Well, the album was originally going to come out September 10th, then got moved to September 17th, and then got moved to October 1st. And the tour was always going to be October 1st. So the plan was people would already have the album, and they'd know a few more of the new songs. But seeing as they'll only know what we've released, we're probably only going to play about 3 or 4 new tracks. Just give everyone what they want, sort of thing. You know what I mean? Play the singles, play the bigger songs from before, because I don't know, I can't stand it when even when a new album's out, and if you're a huge fan of the band, you still need some time to sit with it. You know what I mean? To be sort of really enjoying it when you see it live. So we're gonna just play the singles, really.
How many dates are on this tour?
11.
Yeah. Do you think the people towards the tail end of the tour will maybe hear a couple more once they've had a chance to sit with it?
We'll see what the feedback's like. You know, London's the last day. You always do something special for London, so maybe we'll whip out another couple of new ones, seeing what people are saying on Twitter and stuff. And yeah, maybe. Don't know. We'll judge it when we get there. Depends on how pissed we are, you know.
Right. So, what's the band's sort of diary looking like until the end of the year?
We have a tour going somewhere. What I can't say with a band, also I can't say, in November. And then we're supposed to be doing something else in February as well. It's looking busy, touring wise, but also because we have the album coming out, and we have loads of press commitments and stuff. So I'll probably be back in here with you, chatting shit.
Yeah, you never know. So yeah, will there be overseas travel, do you think? Do you have your passport ready for any of these secret things?
We do, but we hope we don't go back to Canada and get them stolen again.
Oh, tell us about that.
It was our last American tour. We went to Canada for like 4 days, and on the last day, before we went back into America, we were saying goodbye. It was like a corner like this, and the other band were parked there, and we were parked here. So we went round to say goodbye and stuff. About enough time as it took to smoke a cigarette. It was like 3 minutes or something. I came back round. I went to put the key in the door, and they bust out the whole like plastic where the handle was, where the lock was, everything. My hand went straight in. So I opened the door. They nicked laptops, camera, all the lenses, like 5-6 grand's worth of cash, all of our passports and stuff. So we managed to get back into the States on these sort of temporary passport things, which they told us would get us home. And we kept ringing, double checking, triple checking they'd get us home. And it was the day before Christmas Eve. And we got to, no, the day before Christmas Eve. Easy, mate. Bloody hell. How, boring my story is. Yeah, long story short, they wouldn't let us home. It got to the point where they wouldn't let us go home, and I said, look, if I got this chair and smashed that window right now, what would happen? The woman was like, you'd be deported. I was like, deported back to England. So we'd get home, we'd go home for Christmas. And yeah, but we wouldn't have been allowed back in the States, so I didn't do it. Plus, it's really naughty, you can't do that anyway, you know? Mm-hmm. And I've forgotten what I was even talking about a minute ago. Did
you ever get any of your things back from the Canadian thieves?
We didn't, because insurance is a scam, obviously, and they always find a way of getting out of it, so we didn't get anything back. But
have you replaced your laptop since?
Yes.
And what's your favourite website that you can talk about on camera?
LowerThanAtlantis.com.
There you go. Nice plug. Well, album's out, Changing Tune, October 1st, and the tour dates start the same day. Check out Kerrang for all the gig listings, and we'll see you very soon, maybe around Halloween.
Yeah, maybe. High five, mate.